Hello ladies, hello gents, thank you all for being here today. My name is Mira Skende and today we are going to be talking about complacency in a relationship. Let's cut straight to the point. Complacency in a relationship is a death trap. And unfortunately for most couples, it is something that is all too familiar. For example, not being appreciative, not being there for your spouse, taking each other for granted, not saying please or saying thank yous. And this is something that happens because we do nothing. And it is very easy for people in a relationship to do nothing. And when you begin to do nothing in your relationship, that relationship becomes complacent. And when a relationship is complacent, that is the point in time where you guys start grating against each other. You're not grating against each other in a very smooth and soft way. You're grating against each other because the grease or the bond that is holding you guys is broken or is too weak. That is why you're getting all these little issues. Like you have, for example, some people will just sit and quarrel about little to nothing. Like who turned on the TV? Why didn't you turn off the light? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? That is because their relationship has reached a point of complacency. So we are going to try to get the dictionary definition of complacency in a relationship. Complacency in a relationship reflects feeling of so satisfied and secure that you think you do not need to try harder. The word is you think you do not need to try harder. That your relationship is healthy and functioning, so it's okay to set it to cruise control. Yes, I will say if you have reached a point where your relationship, you feel like you're secured in your relationship, it's a great thing. But when you set your relationship to cruise control, that is when it becomes complacent. Because, for example, you no longer dress up for your spouse. You no longer do the things that you used to do when you guys are dating. You no longer say please. You no longer say thank you. You no longer like make them know how much you value them. When all these things are lacking in a relationship because you feel so comfortable, like they say that you cannot be successful if you're within your comfort zone. You need to get out of your comfort zone in order for you to be successful. This does not only abide to financial aspects, it abides to your relationship as well. Because there are some things that we do for our spouses. There are some things that we do for in our marriage or in a relationship where otherwise we will not do it because we're lazy. Not because we don't like to do it, but because we are just lazy, But then when you put in that time and effort to do those things that are great for your spouse, then you begin to make your relationship fruitful. You make your relationship in such a way that it's a glorious one. It's something that you always want to be around your spouse because you know what they do for you and how they make you feel. So we are going to dive in how you can avoid your relationship from being complacent. Let's go to point one. Point one is kicking your own butt. Why do I say kick your butt? Because ask yourself, will I be able to date myself? And if your answer is no, like genuinely, you need to ask yourself that question genuinely. It's not something that you just ask out of the blue. It's something that you reflect on. Can I date my own self? And if you feel like you're somebody that you cannot date your own self, then you know that there is something that you need to work on yourself. And when you start working on yourself, then you automatically shine on your spouse because you have that inner peace, because you have that enough love and enough energy. You cannot give from an empty cup. So you need to fill yourself up. That way you're able to pour out all what you have to that person. And when you're doing these things in your relationship, you are totally avoiding being complacent. The second thing is appreciation. When your spouse does something for you, yes, some people will say, oh, they have to do it. Even if it's something that they've promised to do for you, or it's something that you think that because he's your spouse or because you're in a relationship with this person, then he needs to do for you, you have to say thank you. And when you need something, just say please. I always emphasize on this because these are the little things that people do in their relationships that it makes them to feel like they're no longer appreciated. It makes them to feel like, okay, this person really doesn't care. They just say anything that they want to say. They just react anyhow or talk anyhow because, like we will say in pidgin, place where at the sleep of my head, like you have put this person in a box that they cannot get out. But that is not how you have to run your relationship. When you're running your relationship, you have to make sure that you're telling this person thank you, you're appreciative, you're making them to know how much you care about them. Not only by telling them, but showing them that you care about them. Another way that you can avoid complacency in your relationship is through negative visualization, right? Negative visualization is a technique that you use to fulfill a sense of fulfillment, deep fulfillment and joy, regardless of your external situation, regardless of what is going through on in your life at that moment in time. Because with negative visualization, what happens is you tend to love more of what you already have rather than wanting more of something that you don't have. Negative visualization is something that is always good to do at least once a week. You know, I'll put a cap on that, like once a week. Just sit and think to yourself, have all these thoughts like, okay, how is my life going to be if my spouse is not with me? How is my life going to be if this person is no longer in your life? Because this is somebody that makes you happy. This is somebody that you have great conversations with. This is somebody that helps you do one or two things. What is going to become of you if this person is no longer there? People say it's not always good, and I also say that it's not always good to have negative thoughts, but because the more you think about negative stuff, that is the more you attract them. But then negative visualization, this is a total different technique. And with this one, what you're trying to do is try to want more of what you already have. So when you take that time, like once in a week, and have those thoughts about this person that you're with, you begin to think like, okay, if they're not here today, how am I going to feel? If they're not here today, what is going to become of me? If they're not here today, like, what is become of the kids if you have kids? You know, if they're not here today, am I going to have great conversations? Am I going to have somebody that will be with me? Am I going to have someone that is going to take care of me like the way they do? Because when you have all these conversations with yourself, have this visualization, then you begin to value that person. You begin to try to do more for them because you know that this is somebody that you're with. This is somebody that you want to be with. I'll take, for example, myself, okay? I'm somebody that I don't know about washing cars. I don't know about putting gas. I don't know. Now I'm putting gas, but before I didn't really know about putting gas. Not like I don't know, but I don't like doing it, you know, because I know that there's somebody that's going to do it for me. I'm the kind of person who, the first day that I went to change the oil of my car, right? I was so confused. I didn't know what to do. I had to call my husband and be like, okay, babe, I'm right here. I'm at this place and I don't know what to do. So he told me to pull over and ask those people what to do, and they will tell me what to do. But then if he was not in my life, that is something that I would have learned long time ago. But because I know that I have him, I don't do it. And those are the little things that I don't want to do, not because I cannot do them, but because I feel good when he does them for me. It's not like I cannot go wash my car. I can go pay somebody to do it. But then I feel good when he does it for me. So those are the kind of things that you think about. Like, okay, if this person is not here, who is going to do A and B for you? If this person is not here, who are you going to have these conversations with? When you begin to have this negative visualization, like I said, you know the importance of this person. And all those things that you've been putting off, you start trying to find time to put it into your schedule. That way you can keep having a great time with your spouse. I, for one, I always try to find something to do, like find something that is going to get me excited. We have a tradition. When it comes to anniversary, it's a no joking. And that is something that I look forward to all year because I know that during our anniversary, we are going to go somewhere, even if we don't go out of the country, we don't go out of the state, but then we take that time out for ourselves without the kids, without the families, without friends, and we do eyeball to eyeball. You know, we know that that is for us. It is a thing that we do. So when you have something like that, that is just an example. When you have something like that that you're looking forward to, it makes you excited. It makes you want to do more because you know that this particular thing that I'm doing with my spouse makes us happy. So what else can we do to add on to that thing that we're already doing so that we do not get to a point where our relationship is complacent? Because complacency in a relationship is easy to get. Why? Because you do nothing. When you do nothing in your relationship, then you have that kind of problem. Another way that you can do to avoid complacency in your relationship is updating your love GPS, or I'll say updating your love map. It's like a resume. For example, you met this man maybe 10, 20 years ago. You met this man maybe 5 years ago, or maybe you met this man last week. People evolve every day. His favorite color yesterday might not be his favorite color today. His favorite meal yesterday might not be his favorite meal today. And this is vice versa. Her favorite color yesterday might not be her favorite color today. So you have to keep updating yourself, keep updating that resume to understand that, okay, this is where my spouse is at this point in time. These are his likes and dislikes. Because ask them what they want to do short term, long term. You should know your husband's goals. You should know your wife's goals. You should know whoever you're in a relationship with, you have to know their goals. Because when you ask them, they will tell you. If somebody is not willing to tell you their goals, then that is somebody that doesn't want to be with you in the long term. But somebody that wants to be with you in the long term will tell you their goals. They will tell you what they aspire to become. They will tell you what they want to do. And that is how you will find ways to fit yourself in to help them achieve that goal. Complacency, like I said in the beginning, it's a trap, guys. Do not let your relationship to get to that point where it has hit a plateau and there is nothing else that you guys can do. Do these things in order to avoid being complacent in your relationship. Thank you for watching today's video, guys. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you know when I've uploaded new videos. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a blessed week ahead. Bye.